What is happening, everyone? So we got our first look at Black Ops 6 today at COD Next. And of course, it's a new year, new COD, new Freed video complaining about COD, of course. So I'll get right into it. I'll start with the good, okay? So clearly they're trying to innovate with this title, which is cool. They're adding in the Omni movement, which looks super cool. Could bring a whole new thing to the franchise, which I like. They're also implementing the hostage shield mechanic as well, where you can take a meat shield and like hold them hostage. And I thought that was pretty cool as well. Pays homage to Gears of War, which I love as well. There were reports of less aim assist, that aim assist might be nerfed. Now, a lot of people, if you didn't know, have been complaining in the COD community, especially mouse and keyboard players, at how controller players have a super big advantage due to aim assist, especially in this iteration in the current Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. Aim assist was just way too good, way too OP. So reports that it apparently is being nerfed. And then I saw a lot of people happy about this in the community. I still don't know where I land on it, but the removing of backpacks from Warzone. Okay, cool. Yeah, you pick up items like Verdansk days, which I don't even remember how it went. I just remembered you did it. So that's why I'm like, I don't know where I land on that. That's cool, but you can't stack self revives anymore if you wanted to. And then the last point is my own little caveat. You're watching this, you're watching COD Next, and you see like how Activision or all the studios, how they talk about it, and you can tell that they're listening to fans. However, caveat, they seem to throw like one little thing or multiple things in that, oh, we're listening, but we're still going to go in this direction. And then they're trying to do fan service, but they fail at it. And then the community is upset by it. So I don't know what the hell that's about. Just listen to the community. We're the ones buying the games. Like if you're going to do fan service, just do it outright and just listen to the community wholeheartedly. That's it. But at least they're listening. Sometimes it's hard. Like they are listening. They just keep fucking it up. I don't know why. Okay. On to the negative. I thought this game looked like dookie. I thought it looked like shit. Okay. And I'm not talking about graphics. I don't load up my Call of Duty games. I don't expect them to look like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Cyberpunk or Wukong or whatever. Okay. That's not why I buy those games, for like the outstanding graphics. I just thought like how it, like the overall, like textures, coloring, everything like that. I didn't think it like looked all that great. It just, to me, it looked like a Cold War DLC for Modern Warfare 3. It didn't look innovating or anything like that. Which I think is super disappointing, because that was my same gripe with Modern Warfare 3 last year, is that all they were doing was just remastering old Modern Warfare 2 maps and then selling us a AAA title that essentially was just DLC, because they're just refurbishing an old game. And the same thing with this. I get the same vibe. It is a little bit new. Like I said, they're trying to implement new things. It didn't look completely horrid, but it didn't feel like, oh, this is a whole new game. It just felt like they were building off something else. Didn't feel like it was a standalone thing. So a little disappointing in that. Now let's get into the negatives. Although I appreciate the innovation and them attempting to implement new things into the franchise, I think Omni movement might also kill this game. And you might be like, hey, why was it? It looks so cool. And like not everyone's excited about it. A lot of mouse and keyboard players at COD Next were actually saying, and like obviously controller players overheard them saying how screwed they were in the moment, because it was actually really hard to utilize the Omni movement with mouse and keyboard compared to controller. Like to actually, dip, dive, duck, and dodge and all that stuff was actually a bit challenging with the mouse and keyboard. So a little polarizing there. You're pushing out your mouse and keyboard base, because if they can't, that's just another thing for them to complain about controllers. Sure, you nerf some aim assist, but then you add in this movement that is going to piss them off, because they're going to either have to move over to controller or just not play the game. Then we keep going with Omni movement. Now goes to another gripe, which they didn't show big map. I'll talk about that in a second. But Resurgence on Warzone. That's what they showcased today, was Resurgence. So when you combine the fact that they're showing Resurgence, which I understand, like their primary player base at this current moment in Warzone 3 is on Resurgence. I get it. Okay. They're showing Resurgence. They're adding this Omni movement. They're catering to controller players for this Omni movement. I feel like they're really just isolating and catering to one part of the community, which is the movement players. I'm not hating on movement players. They're cracked out of their minds. They have fun and they own it at the game and they love it. So whatever. However, even right now in the current state of Warzone, the movement players push people out because people do not want to play against people that are that sweaty, that are just deking, juking, and moving all around them, and they can't shoot them. I understand it's a skill issue and everything like that, but you need to understand the average Joe or the old guard of COD who have been playing for the past 2 decades have generally don't want any part of that. So again, you're pushing out more of your player base and you're just kind of focusing on one certain type of player, which is the movement players. So I'm very curious how that's going to fit into this iteration of COD and if it's going to last or if it will successfully go with the game. I don't know. It's hard to say. I will say right now, I did notice though on Warzone, the Omni movement seemed super clunky. It was not like as fast paced as it seemed in the multiplayer. So again, like where is it going to land in there? Are people even going to be using it as much in Warzone and everything like you would think over time? Like I said, those movement players are going to be using it and they're going to be insane with it. Okay. So that's out of the way. Omni movement, don't know where it's going to land, might be bad. Zombie players, not too happy. Okay. One person tweeting, not going to lie, y'all. Black Ops 6 Zombies is not what I thought it was going to be. The gameplay reminds me of Vanguard Zombies. I really don't understand how they've had 4 years to work on this and it still looks bad. From what I've seen, we aren't back. Hopefully I'm wrong. So they're still staying hopeful, of course. But they're disappointed. There's another tweet saying, this is not the zombies I wanted. Full loadout on start. No thanks. Still in a Warzone style. Big no thanks. What the fuck is this, Activision? So I was never into zombies all that much, but I completely understand where they're coming from. The OG zombie community, man, they've been running Black Ops 6 Zombies for time and making it last with mods and all that shit. So just give them it back. Please. Just give the people what they want. This is what I'm saying about like where they're listening to fans. And Zombies does look cool. I understand what they're doing. They're trying to cater to like a broader fan base than like the OG zombie players, which I understand. But they're really pushing out again their core fan base that support, like those are like the community is what holds these games up and like has kept this community strong, especially in the tight knit community of COD Zombies. So disappointing for them. And then lastly, I kind of touched on it, but no big map was shown. What are we doing? Why? Please help. They're like, oh, 2025 spring, Verdansk comes back. It's like sick. Okay, fan service. What's wrong with it? Is there a hole in? Is there a crater in it? So unfortunately, we didn't get to see any big map again. The fact that they went with a resurgence on the preview really made me think that they were trying to cater to what maybe they see the future of COD being, which is just purely movement based players breaking their screens and killing people. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, definitely disappointing overall. It sucks, but I ended up buying Modern Warfare 3 after complaining about it. We all know we're buying it. Even if you complain, you're probably going to buy it. Okay. Don't lie to yourself. Your friends will somehow sway you. They always do. Okay. So in closing, I just feel like we haven't actually had a new iteration, like a full iteration in the franchise where it's like, that's a fucking staple since Modern Warfare 2019. Honest to God. I bought all the ones from then till now. Sure, I'm not saying that there weren't fun titles in there. I actually really like Cold War. But I don't feel like, and this is what's very frustrating as like a fan of the franchise and a consumer, is that I'm really getting it's fatiguing to keep seeing like kind of half-ass things thrown at me for full price. And like, they're just not adding to what they already have. Like they torched the first Warzone. They brought us Warzone 2. It sucked. And then they brought us Warzone 3. Like they kind of went back to what it was, and like, it's better, but then like, who knows where this one's going to take us? That's what pisses me off, is like, it's like this huge circle that they just keep going around. Like they stray away from like this amazing franchise they built, and then people complain. So they circle back to that. And then it's just this ongoing thing where they stray away again. And then we circle back through updates and everything like that. And then we circle back. Super frustrating as a fan. And I don't know. I just feel like they keep straying away from what the core franchise and what everybody wants overall. So super disappointing. It's just fatiguing. I just want a good game. Why didn't they just take a page out of Fortnite's book and just build on the original Warzone and just keep building on Modern Warfare? Why? Why? Why did they do that? Don't forget what they took from us. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far until I potentially get my hands on it. If I'll buy it, I'm not going to pre-order it, especially after what I saw today. But yeah, let me know down below what you thought of it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what I might be wrong about. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hit you on the next one. Peace.